Welcome back to Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans. I'm Steven, and tonight, whenever the heck you're watching this, we are getting into a great video today. Today, we're talking about the concept of starting a brand new bourbon collection for sub $200. But before we do that, please do me that favor, like, comment, and subscribe. Do all those great YouTube things. Helps us out a ton, and we appreciate the support. But let's get into that video we're here to talk to today, which is starting a bourbon collection for sub $200. Is that possible? Yes. I mean, you can't start a collection like this with just $200, but sticking to the basics, you can start a collection. 4 bottles is what we consider to be a collection. I mean, theoretically, 3 would be like the start of a collection, but I think 4 kind of rounds the top and creates a better profile of a collection. So we're going with 4 bottles to start a whiskey collection for sub $200. And roughly doing the math in my area, mine comes out to $190. So, you know, with that extra $10, buy yourself a Glencairn or something. Get on with it. You know, if you're going to be drinking nice whiskey, get yourself a nice glass to drink out of it too. But let's kick off this list, starting off with the easiest one, which is kind of like the daily sipper, cheap budget bottle, because you're going to need something like that in your collection. We're not all made of money, so you can't drink a $60 bottle every single day. What's going to be something that's cheap, easy to drink, low proof, just kills it every single time for, you know, $20, which is Evan Williams 1783. This is one of my favorite budget bourbons now. Not gonna lie, recently found this. Like, I recently just bought this bottle as of like a month ago. This is very, very new to me. This is like Heaven Hill, Evan Williams, just done really, really well. So this is like a 6, 8, I think 10-year-old blend of Evan Williams bourbons at just 90 proof, and it's like $20. You can't go wrong with that. It's 90 proof, easy, and just kills it every single time. This is that Evan Williams flavor profile, which I think is a great flavor profile to kind of start off in the whole bourbon, because it's your very stereotypical bourbon flavor profile. Little nutty, sweet, caramels, vanillas, a little bit of cherry. I get it like a hint of like a chocolatey peanut butter vibe going on with most Evan Williams products, but they're all really good, and I think it's a nice like middle ground where it's not quite like the Knob Creek where it's like nutty, not that Brown Foreman that's super banana, and not quite getting to the Wild Turkey level of cinnamon. It's like a nice in between, and I think it's crushable, and for $20 you can't go wrong with that. And then moving on, after you got your like kind of like daily drinker, I was thinking, what else would round out a collection? You're gonna need something with proof. A proofy hitter. And thinking of starting out a collection, I'm not going to go out and buy the, you know, most proofiest gal, not the most expensive hitter. I'm looking for something that's just a nice higher proof point that isn't going to break the bank, because, well, you're starting your collection. Maybe you don't like barrel proof whiskey. Maybe that's too much for you. So this is a great one to kind of start getting into barrel proof whiskey, or kind of test your toes and start your collection, as well as break into another flavor profile in the world of bourbon, and that is Wild Turkey Rare Breed. This stuff is my shit. So for the longest time, I've been an Old Forester 1920 guy. I've been all into that. That's been my favorite like $50, $60 like bourbon that's readily available. Honestly, it's Wild Turkey now. This is fantastic. So just like the Evan Williams, I believe Wild Turkey, it's 6, 8, 10, and 12-year-old Wild Turkey juices all blended together to make just a super crushable bourbon blend. This stuff is like $50, and it's everything you'd want in a barrel proof bourbon. It's still kind of lower proof. It's not like you know, those Jack Daniel's single barrels that are like 130. It's just 116, so it's not gonna like blow you away by any means, and it's not gonna blow away your bank. And it gets you into that Wild Turkey flavor profile, which is that whole like cinnamon, cherry, Wild Turkey flavor profile. So freaking good. It's honestly, that and Heaven Hill have been my two favorite bourbon flavor profiles recently. I don't know what it is about them, but I'm loving it. Now that we've gotten into, a budget, a barrel-proof bourbon, I think the next step to kind of round out your collection would be something with an age statement. And I'm not talking just like any old age statement, like a higher aged bourbon, something 10 plus. We're not dealing with some Eagle Rares or some Russell single barrel picks, even though those are both fantastic if you get a really good pick. We're talking some real age, 11, 12, maybe 15. I mean, okay, you can't get in 15 on a budget, but 12 years old, budget, age statement, going Knob Creek, 12 year. There is something really freaking amazing about like bourbon, like especially nuttier bourbons once they hit 12 years old. Knob Creek at 12 years is the best. I've had some 14-year-old store picks and I've had some 9-year-old store picks. 12 years is like the sweet spot for those nutty flavor profiles. Same with Evan Williams, like they're the Elijah Craig barrel proofs. They're 12 years old and they all are fantastic at that age statement, especially those higher proof ones. 12-year-old for nuttier bourbon is fantastic, and Knob Creek 12-year-old fits that exact build. And it's only 100 proof, so especially if you're starting out a collection, it's not overwhelming at all. It's not going to blow your mind with an insane like 130 proof like some Elijah Craig barrel proofs. And this is readily available. This stuff, it kind of comes and goes, so you do have to look for it a little bit in a way. Or you do have to kind of periodically check in for it. It hits my shelves. It is gone in like a week, and then next month it hits it again. It's gone in a week. So it's there about a quarter of the time readily available. So if you're aware, you pay attention, you won't have any issues finding this. You might just need to look around a little bit for it. Like, it's not going to be hard to find like any other Buffalo Trace product, but you might have to put some legwork into it or check out the shop a few times before you can get it. But the 12-year-old age statement brings in some fantastic darker flavors that you're not going to get anywhere else, especially for that price. And the final one to kind of close out this sub $200 bourbon collection, I'm thinking something that's double oaked, something that's sweet. We need the sweetness. We got the cheap, just general bourbon flavor profile from Evan Williams. We got the Wild Turkey kind of like cinnamon, spicy, cherry, nutty flavor profile from Wild Turkey. We got the Knob Creek nutty flavor profile with that age statement to bring in those extra dark flavors. So now we need something sweet, and my mind instantly turns to double oaked products. So we're gonna need a double oak product, and there's no better double oaked product to get than 1910 from Old Forester. Yeah, you didn't think I was gonna put a Brown-Forman product in this, but I did. I freaking did. Old Forester 1910 is the best double oaked product that is readily available. Unfortunately, the market has learned that. And so now where like everything else used to be $50, this is now $60, which is very unfortunate, but it is what it is. So with this now being $60, that puts our total just in at $190, at least in my area. I can't speak on your area, but I can get all this stuff for $190. Replacement with this would be like Woodford Double Oak. They're pretty similar. This one's just a little bit darker in my opinion, so I kind of gravitate towards that a little bit more, where Woodford Reserve Double Oaked is kind of just, it's very Werther's Original caramel vanillas, which is fantastic, but I think this one's a little bit more complex, bringing in some darker flavors in that as well. So that rounds out my collection. I would be happy with this if I was just starting out my whiskey collection. It kind of brings in all the little elements of bourbon. Outside of maybe a finished bourbon, I think this hits pretty much all the markers you would want to start out a bourbon collection. So that's going to be a wrap for this video. I think this is a killer collection for sub $200. Again, it makes it $190 in my area, so you got an extra $10 to buy like a Glencairn with. You know, buy a nice nosing glass. If you're gonna be drinking good whiskey, drink it out of a glass that you can actually fully appreciate the bottle with. But yeah, those are my picks for this. So please do me the favor, like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know down below if you started a collection for just $200, what bottles would you put in it? Also, what did you think about my bottles? Did I miss something? Did I maybe leave out a subsection of bourbon that you think I should have shined some more light on? Also, check out the Facebook, Instagram, and the Patreon. The links for all that stuff are down there below. That's a wrap for this video. Cheers, y'all. We'll see you later.